Good evening and welcome to Peakdale. Tonight will be a fleet update, so to advise you on locos that have returned after a stint away, and some new faces on the railway. Plus I shall be mentioning as well, as you may have seen from a video posted up earlier tonight by Marcus Lambert, the owner of Gowerton Parkway and the current owner and operator of Talbot Lane. So the first new arrival, and its first arrival on the railway, is 37194 on the right hand side of the shop. Now, this was acquired a few years back. It spent a long time out of service and is now part of the Peakdale DRS operating group. It has been weathered in a light to medium weathering fashion from a friend of mine, Jon Peakdale Works, the original owner of Peakdale Layout. This came back to me on Sunday evening after a stint away. It's had extensive work done to it. Really appreciate the work he's done. I shall link you in the description below to his channel, so please like, subscribe if you're not there already. Another one to also be mentioned, which hasn't yet been mentioned for some unknown reason, is the 950 network rail unit. Now this I acquired about a month or so ago. I'd done a brief video on it at the end of one of my Colas rail sessions, and I never got round to filming bits of it for two reasons. One, I mean, I work for a postal service, so shift patterns, it's a long day's work, so I don't get really chance to spend much time after work just chilling, relaxing, doing bits on the railway. And the other reason, with, as you can probably tell, I do sound a bit rough. I've come down with a bit of man flu, but I'm struggling on and we're surviving, not a problem. So yes, this the 950 unit, it's a wonderful respray from a seller from a well-known auction site. So this is going to be another fixture of Peakdale, and it's also going to be a feature of Talbot Lane, which I shall come to a bit later on in this video. And the last one to mention, which is actually it's not the last one, no, the second to last one, is 57002. That's spent a few days away again up at Peakdale Works, having a light weathering applied, nameplates fitted properly, and a general check over, make sure all was set. This has come back again in light weathering to look like general everyday use, and it's had a few minor tweaks done to it here and there. Runs like a dream, couldn't ask for more. And the last loco, which you might have just clocked passing a little while ago, was 37401. Now, when this was on the railway before, you might have seen it was a bit too shiny, a bit too new. So, and nothing stays like that for long on the modern railway network, let's face it. So here we see a closer look of 37401. It's had the nose grills weathered as per the real loco. It's had the exhaust vents done and the roof fan done as well. The nameplates again have been refitted, as both were not fitted fairly well. So they've been properly applied, they've been properly sealed, and it's had the grime on the bogies and the ploughs, pipework, buffer beams, buffers. You can get the gist of it. So it now looks as per the real thing. Again, don't quote me if it's slightly out. but I'm very happy with the work nonetheless. And finally tonight, we shall now move on to the takeover of Talbot Lane. Talbot Lane is currently in the hands of Marcus Lambert, also the owner of Gowton Parkway. As you may have seen this evening on his channel, if you haven't, then I shall link his channel below. Please feel free to pop over, subscribe, like and comment on his videos. He's the owner of Gowton Parkway, as I might have already said, and currently Talbot Lane. Talbot Lane is a small little depot based in the late 90s, early noughties era, and is currently next week due to be exhibited over at the Swansea Model Show, which I shall also link in the description below. Now, that's its penultimate show under Marcus's ownership, and the final show with Marcus operating it will be in the weekend of the 14th and 15th of October. Again, don't quote me on that one. It's up at the Stadium MK, so if you haven't yet managed to get to see Talbot Lane, then please feel free to pop over to the Swansea Model Show, which is next weekend. And if not, then please pop over on the weekend of the 14th and 15th. I shall also be there to see Talbot Lane, to get to grips with it. Any questions you've got for us, try speak to Marcus or speak to myself. I shall try and answer what I can. Obviously, I'm none the wiser on Talbot Lane because I've not actually seen it myself in action. So I will be sidelining, getting to grips with it, and getting to know how the layout runs. Lastly, it's going to, after its final outing for the show, the Great Electric Train Show at Stadium MK, it will be leaving Marcus's ownership, entering ownership from myself, and it shall be going over to a coaless rail depot. Coaless Rail, well-known company in the UK and in Europe as well. Currently operating Class 37s, used to operate 47s until GB Rail Freight took those. 56s, 66s and 70s. Class 60s up until a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago, but they have also subsequently gone to GB Rail Freight. I shall also be having a few locos visit, like the Class 50 you may see in the left of shot, and possibly a few other visitors. The only show, as far as I'm aware, that Talbot Lane is booked in for otherwise is the Worley exhibition up at the NEC in Birmingham around the... I'm not sure of the dates, so I know they change them every now and then, but it should be in 2021. So thanks for taking your time to look through this video. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask myself or Marcus again. I'll link the channel below. I'm sure we'll try our best to answer the questions as best we can. I haven't got any plans for exhibitions coming up soon, apart from being present at the Swansea show or the Great Electric Train Show. I shall be asking around to see what ones I can get to, and I shall have Marcus's help as and where needed. Currently, I've only got 3 Class 37s under Coaless Rail, which shall be featured, which are 116, 421 and 099. Currently 521 is being done and it's having nameplates applied to it. They will be announced a bit later on and nearer the time. It's something close to me, which I really appreciate being done. But thank you again for taking the time to watch this video, go through it. Apologies it's taken so long. I'm not very good at stuff like this, as it goes to show, because the last one was about 3 months ago. But please feel free to like, subscribe and comment on any of my footage on my channel. Thank you for watching. Good night.